as a patient. I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
How's it guys, Travis from Ostrich Rognik here. Well, I'm going to be starting a new model build. This is one of 4 presents I got from my best friend Trevor for my birthday. Couldn't make up my mind what I was going to build next, so I decided to build this as my tribute to all the soldiers that lost their lives during World War I. I've decided to build the German World War I light cruiser. There's 2 of them in the kit. It's made by Revell and it's 1:350 scale. So that's what I'm going to build next. That's what the 2 ships look like. So that's what I'm going to build next. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Jim Paul Jr. I just want to say thanks for all the nice things you had to say about our YouTube channel on your channel the other day. If any of you guys haven't gone and watched his videos, you should. He's done some very nice Star Trek models, and it's busy with some Star Wars models that are quite awesome. So you should really go take a look at his little Defiant which he built. I believe it's 1:1000 scale if I remember right. Do have it on my phone here if I can get that thing to wake up. I believe it was 1:1000 scale. Yeah, 1:1000 scale USS Defiant, which turned out absolutely amazing. It's a small model, but he lit it up and put nav lighting and everything, and it turned out absolutely fantastic. One day I might get myself one of those little kits, just for something fun to build. It looks very awesome. Anyway guys, as I said, the next I'm going to do is build these German battleships, well, light cruisers to be exact, not battleships, and then they will be the same size as the Bismarck, which I'm going to build later on with all the photo etch parts, and then we'll be able to see just how big these ships were compared to the ship which they built in World War II. Anyway guys, that's it for now. When we come back, I'll just quickly show you what's in the box, and then we can start building. This is not the typical unboxing, because I'm going to start building the ships in the same video. But normally I'll do an unboxing and then later on start building it. In this one I'm going to show you the parts and then start building. Anyway guys, be back now. Okay guys, here's the box again. I've already opened this, so I've seen what's on the inside. Let's start with the instructions. It's literally a book. Your first half of the instructions up to this point is the assembly of the first ship. There's the first ship's name, and it gives you all the parts of the ship. Then it's your standard assembly guide, what needs to go where. Not going to bore you with too much of this. You can see there's a lot of parts on this. Then eventually you get to these parts, which show you where to put all the different, I guess it's radio antenna type stuff, almost like masts, and then the call outs for the different colors. This particular one was only painted in one color. Then the next ship, get her name nicely in, there we go, all her parts, and then exactly basically the same thing. The two ships are virtually identical, except for where this part here, that part goes on the back of the ship over there. That's basically the only difference. And then the same thing with the instructions on how to put it all together. But yeah, right at the end, it gives you two different callouts for paint colors. This particular one here is 1910 to 1913, which was pre-war, and this one here, where it says war, 1914 and beyond, until when she was destroyed or sunk or whatever happened to her, I'm not sure. That's the card she's got to paint. So I'm going to paint her as she was in the war. So that's the colors I'm going to paint her there. Now there's your different call outs which you got to use for different pieces over here. It's a pity this couldn't have been in actual color. Anyway guys, that's it. That's the instruction manual, and there's all the parts. Now the hull, this part here and this part on those two are identical. As you can see, they're 100% identical. When I first saw this, I actually thought they'd accidentally given me two of the same thing. But as far as I can tell, these ships are identical except for this piece here. Anyway guys, I'm not going to take all this out right now. I'm going to start building the one ship. So I'll be back now with what we need to build it. The only things I've still got to show you is they give you the string stuff to put on the ship, and then of course all your different flags and your instructions, decals. So anyway guys, that's it for now. Let me just start getting ready to start building and see what all I have to do, and then we'll start putting these ships together. Okay guys, be back now. Okay guys, here's the two parts of the hull. They now got to be glued together. On the instructions, they want you to put the deck together, all of this first, all of the structures here, glue all that together, then do the hull, your propellers, and then put that all together in part 8. But I don't like to do all that unnecessarily, because once that's all built and you put it aside, there's chance of doing damage to that particular piece. So what I prefer to do is glue your hull together, get all that done, mask it off, paint it, do what I have to do, then start doing all the stuff on the top. What I did get, which is quite nice, if anybody wants to go find this on eBay, I bought a couple of these. I bought one for my brother-in-law, one for me, and one for my friend Trevor. Very nice. They cut the plastic sprues very nicely, very sharp. I just keep the box so I can pack it away in it so it doesn't get damaged. very good quality, and I didn't pay very much. I think it was something like $5. I know I paid at that stage it was 25 rand each. I paid 77 rand 90 or 70, I think it was 90 I paid per unit. I think it worked out to 25 rand or 24 rand something each. So go look on eBay for these. Really worth getting if you don't have. Okay, so the first part I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the two parts of the hole together. I might light this. I haven't decided yet. I'm not sure exactly how this whole thing's going to go together. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If I'm going to bother lighting this or just leave it as a static model with no lights. These are really worth getting a set if you need a set, and they're nice and cheap. Normally they take forever to ship these stuff to South Africa, but these came fairly fast. I was pretty impressed, and I was very happy with the service I got. All these little cut marks, I'll sand that down once I've got the two parts of the hole. Not a very big ship. And that's how the hole's got to go together. What you can do is, once you put these two together, you can just use a bit of tape. Just put a piece of tape over like that. So once you've got it all nice in place, then you can just go on the inside with your glue and glue it. I think I'm going to do that. So while I'm quickly getting some tape, I'll quickly pause and be back now. Okay guys, I'm back with my tape. I'm just going to use the cheap stuff. I'm not going to use the expensive tape. I just stuck, as you can see, a little piece there. Get these two together. There are two little pins and two holes. Once I've got those nicely in place, a little bit finicky, even though this is 1 to 350 scale, they are quite small. I guess for a light cruiser it's a small ship. Okay, let's grab another piece of tape. Get the rear end of the ship done. And not what I wanted to happen. Okay. This model kit is quite finicky. The plastic is very thin, so if you do sanding on this, we must do very little bit of sanding. Too much sanding and you'll sand straight through the plastic in seconds. Okay, there we go guys, the holes together. Now I'm just going to take my quick drying cement and just go on the inside. I'm using this one from Tamiya. Quick setting. I don't know if there's a number on this. Yeah, in South Africa we pay 90 Rand for a bottle of this, and now the night I put it down and for some reason it fell over and I lost about a quarter of my bottle. So I need to get more, but I don't have the money. Okay, that's coming on. This is taking quite a while to do. Okay, I'm busy having problems with getting into there. Anyway guys, that's it for now. When I come back I will show you putting on that part over there. So let me get this glued off camera because this is already taking 5 minutes. So I'll be back now. Okay guys, what I did was take an old paintbrush, just dipped it in the glue, and then here in the areas where I couldn't get in with the bottle brush, I just put the glue on like that, and that seems to have worked. The next part is we've got to cut these two gadgets off here and glue them into that section there. Just one little tip which I want to give you guys. If you're married and your wife likes to use these nail sanding disc things that she uses to sand her nails with, file them and stuff, when that becomes a little bit old and she's going to throw it away, don't let her throw them away. They work nicely for sanding plastic parts. Even though they are worn out, they actually still work very nice in sanding. So when she wants to throw them away, get her to give those to you, and you can use that to sand your model parts. I got an old one from my boss's wife and it worked very nicely. Okay, I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to use some tape to glue that and then glue it from the bottom. Okay, here we go. I've managed to get that part nicely together. Just put some glue in, and then that will then glue into that piece there. Anyway guys, as I said, this is one of my birthday presents which I got from my best friend Trevor. The other kits which I will be building at a later stage will be the Bismarck. I got the photo edge parts for the 1:350 scale Bismarck. It's the same as what RC Trek is building. Said to use also built the 1:200 scale Bismarck. The other model is some very unusual looking Russian aeroplane. I just can't make out if it was supposed to be a cargo plane or what, but apparently it's supposed to be able to land on water. And then the last two models are identical. There's a story behind it, but I'm not going to get into details. And that is the USS Franklin. I'm going to build that up as two different versions of the ship, the Franklin and something else. One of the two kits will have photo edge parts in it, the other one won't. Anyway guys, there we go. That's now glued together, so we can put that into place there. Oops. And get that in. Get a little bit of tape. Okay, that's in there. That's in there. So, as I said, I've got two of the Franklin. The one I'm going to build as the Franklin, most probably as seen in the movie, and the other one I'm going to build as one of the other names which the photo edge parts give you, and build that up as if she had just left space dock. Now a lot of people say the Franklin came before the NX-01. I don't think she did, because unless they went and resprayed her, the emblems on the side of the ship is the United Federation of Planets, and if she was built before the NX-01, she wouldn't have had United Federation of Planets insignia and lines and all that stuff, because it was just the Federation. But anyway, that's not a big problem. It's just I don't think that it's right that them saying that it was built before the NX-01. I believe it was built after the NX-01. Okay, so it's just now a matter of getting all this glued in. Just does want to go into position nicely. Anyway guys, that's it for now. When I come back, we'll be gluing a little bit more parts onto the bottom of the ship. And then eventually we will be getting it ready for primer and paint. So I'll be back now. Okay guys, the next two parts I've got to put on is this, but I'm only going to show you the one. Just cut that off nice and cleanly. You got a nice sharp blade. You cut that off nicely. You can just lightly run it over and just get rid of any leftovers. Okay, now I just need my book back. Try and get this piece in camera. Yeah, there we go. This is the piece I got to put on over here. So I've just got to work out exactly which one goes on which side, because there's got two grooves, and this one goes on that side. This is a little bit confusing. These things are pretty small, and then my camera decides to go out of focus. Sorry about that. Now it doesn't want to go into focus. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is get this into this little groove here and see which way it looks. That looks pretty good. Okay, that could be the wrong way around. Let me try it the other way. So I've got to get this to fit to the shape of the hull. That doesn't look quite right. I prefer it the other way. This is really not easy. Yeah, I like the looks of it that way. So while I'm holding it here, I'm going to quickly put some glue in and start getting this glued into position. And then the other side I'll do off camera. Doesn't want to go into place. No, I think that's the wrong way around. has to go that way. I've got no choice. Damn. There's no way to see which is top and bottom. Anyway guys, this is taking a bit long. You get the idea of what I have to do to get this in place. Anyway guys, I'll be back now with both of them in place. Be back now. Okay guys, I'm not going to show too much of this. The bottom over here has now got an uneven surface on the joint. Now what you can do is take some of these old ones. You can go buy them new, get them from your wife or whatever. The women normally use it to do that with their nails, but this works quite nicely. It's fairly tough, and then you can use it on your model like this. And it gets rid of that and makes it nice, and because it's nice and strong and firm, it not like sandpaper. When you push it, it warps and does rubbish. So this will do a pretty good job of getting the bottom of your hull nice and smooth. That piece there is already nice. It's now just all of this that I've still got to do. And that's it. Damn camera. So if you get some of these, as I say, they're normally used for doing your nails. At least the women use them to do that. But they work just as well on plastic bottles. And I think these are a lot cheaper if you buy these from the nail places than from your hobby shop. They're not actually designed for models, but they work just as good on a model ship as your girlfriend or wife's nails. As I say, my boss was throwing this one away. She wasn't going to use it anymore, and even though it's old, it still does a very good job at sanding. Anyway guys, that's it for now. I might come back a little bit later on with some more work on the hull, but I'll have to decide and see how much more I want to do in this part of the video. So be back now. Okay guys, the hull is now basically together. There was a bit of sanding along the edges here to do. Some glue managed to get past the tape, and then over here on the seam line I had to do some sanding. Now I'm going to give it some primer just to see how much sanding I still have to do and what the seam lines look like. And once I've done that, then I can see what I still have to do to get that done. So I'll be back in a second. We'll give it a coat of primer, take a look at it, and then see what we still have to do. Be back now. Okay guys, just quickly give it a coat of primer, then we can see what we need to do. Okay guys, there's the primer. It's a bit difficult to see, but it looks like there is still a bit of a line, so I might have to do some putty work. Anyway, we'll just let this dry and then I'll be back and we can take a look what has to be done. Be back now. Okay guys, the primer's on. The seam doesn't look too bad. What I want to do with this ship is I want to put it on a diorama type thing that makes the two ships look like they're sailing together. So I've decided that I'm not going to bother too much with this bottom seam, because where the water is going to lie, the seam should hopefully be hidden by the water, so you won't see it that nicely. Nicely you can see the seam line there, but I'm not going to bother too much with that, because that's going to be underneath the water, which is going to lie somewhere over here. So that will hopefully not be too noticeable. The next part I've got to do is these cannons. I've got to prime that, glue that into place with the cannons, then put on the deck and all the parts that need to be painted, and then all the little parts will be done afterwards. As you can see, this is 1:350 scale, but it's very small. It's quite a nice little World War I light cruiser, and it's going to be fun to make the diorama with them sailing. Anyway, that's all for another video. That's it for this video. Just once again, I just want to say to you guys, go over to I can't think of his name, Jim Paul Jr. His website, I'll try to put it in the description, his website. Go there and take a look at his models which he's building. They turning out very nice. So anyway guys, have fun, happy modeling, and see you in part 2 of the German light World War I cruiser build. Happy modeling and live long and prosperous. Cheers.